Guys, hello and welcome to today we have right here CDC National
Congress, distinguished cadres, revolutionary paratroopers, militants, intellectual foot soldiers, the ground forces, members of the ground affairs, our allies, and those who believe in a philosophical revolutionary construct, or what is construed in the context of our contemporary democracy, and Liberia's foremost grassroots liberation movement, the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, I bring you one revolutionary greetings from the full bench of the National Executive Committee of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, presided by its chairperson, Chief Commissioner Comrade Emmanuel Johnson. Permit me also to bring you greetings from the offices of the political leader and the presumptive president, the Excellency President John, who is political leader of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, and also permit me to use this compass to bring you concrete revolutionary greetings from the chairman of the triangular and tripartite sections of Liberia's bulwark of democratic forward march mobility, Comrade Chairperson General Augusto Co, Chairman of the indomitable mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. So, and so, comrades, at this time, we'd like to appreciate Comrade Dyson Abad Davis, the Vice Chair for Interparty Affairs of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change. So, to all of our comrades and foot soldiers and revolutionary forces who have gathered here, particularly members of the relevant electoral militants, Monrovia leadership, and the Club 17 districts, Monrovia and its environs, as well as our supporters and sympathizers and well-wishers in the diaspora. We have our own revolutionary greetings and felicitations from this. Well, comrades, as you know, in this current political era and epoch of dispensation, our democracy is at the brink of democratic collapse. This really reminds us about the days of the aristocratic and plutocratic leadership of the moribund decadence of the reactionary hostile tribute party's leadership. This despotic leadership reflects a very dark moment in the history of our political and revolutionary literatures as far as this country's governance processes are concerned. And not only that, but we take a historical memory flight, like Prophet Muhammad would do, that's construing the Muslim calendar as a jira, flying from Mecca to Medina. You can go above Liberia, and you can also zoom in other nations that experience bad leadership as well as dictatorial tenets and anti-democratic practices, like it was done in the case of the apartheid system in the South African people have to resist the tyrannical leadership, the autocratic leadership, and the dictatorial leadership of the white monopoly capital that perpetrated minority leadership construed in history of the African literature as a system of apartheid that suppressed the masses. So in Liberia, we've come to resist, we've come to confront, we've come to engage, like the Vice Chair for Interparty Affairs, the Revolutionary National Youth League of the indomitable mighty Congress for Democratic Change has enacted the spirit from its retreat in Great Basso County and part of our uncompromising and non-negotiable pillars and principles is to lead the vanguard and the avant-garde movement on the streets, in the communities, across the land and breadth of Monrovia County and its barons, to ensure that the reckless dictatorship of the hostile social forces led by the most octogenarian kleptocratic leader in Joseph Boakai be brought to a democratic check and balance. We do this because of our people, and we do this because of our constitution, and we do this because we believe that liberal democracy is no man's property. Liberia's constitution is no unity party's property. It is the constitution of the republic, and our democracy is the democracy of the people, not the democracy of strong men, monstrous men, and iron men with iron hearts, iron mind, machine-thinking men who think that they can use this country to destroy the democratic fabric of our society. Like it was done to the Twi party, the people's struggle came out April 12, 1980, and so the youth league is cognizant about the historical circumstances that must be a popular resistance movement that must be into actions that will bring to bear the hostility on Joseph Boakai and Kun's administration. So, on the basis of that, comrades, we say to you, Coalition for Democratic Change, Revolutionary National Jubilee, Banners Compound, Tubman Boulevard, Congo Town, Monrovia, Liberia, press statement for immediate release. The Revolutionary National Youth League of the Intellectual Mighty Congress for Democratic Change strongly condemns the ongoing state-sponsored oppression of commercial motorcyclists in Monrovia and instructs, with absolute mandate, instructs Mr. Boakai's administration to expeditiously, effective, immediately, to lift the ban on all commercial motorcyclists plying the principal streets of Monrovia County, precisely Monrovia and its environment. Comrades and friends and fellow Liberians, the brutal crackdown on just ban and senseless killing of 3 bad riots by the Liberia National Police under the directive of Mr. Gabriel F.O.D. Coleman represents yet another act of economic warfare against the sovereign masses of our people. They usually believe that this latest assault on Liberians demonstrate a government incapable of thriving without instituting terror, repression, anarchy, disaster against its own citizens. Fellow Liberians and comrades and friends, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, on February 19, 2025, I repeat, on February 19, 2025, a tragic accident at Slaway Junction resulted in the death of a motorcyclist who was crushed by a reckless truck driver. Instead of holding the responsible party accountable, the government exploited the tragedy to justify its long-planned agenda of banning commercial motorcyclists from key areas in Monrovia. This ban was enforced with unprovoked police aggression. It led to widespread police brutalization of innocent riders and the execution of stark killing of 3 of our colleagues and motorcyclists, Liberian citizens in general. We must face the fact, fellow Liberians, that this is not about public safety anymore. If the government today cares about road safety, it will regulate reckless truck drivers. It will dismantle illegal police checkpoints and enforce fair traffic laws. And it will not criminalize hard-working motorcyclists who have been law-abiding citizens fighting for their enemies many years, even on different administrations. Fellow Liberians and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, less than a year ago, Joseph Boakai broke out an agreement that allowed motorcyclists to operate under strict regulations. Riders were compelled to spend over $250 United States dollars for registration, insurance, helmets, and other safety garlands or gears. Only to now be banned without justification. Unfortunately, this was a hardcore lie and mass thievery concocted against the people of Liberia by the wicked and citizens insensitive regime led by President Boakai and the kleptocratic reactionary in the man called Jeremiah Pampun. Further news. As far as statistics and reports in our domain concerned, is that there's over 350,000 Liberians who depend on commercial banks as their primary source of income. And so by banning them from the mega streets, the government is deliberately pushing thousands into unemployment, poverty, robbing them of their ability to feed their families and educate their children. This anti-poor decision is a calculated attack and plot on the working class in a country where unemployment and total economic hardship define the lives of the ordinary masses of our people. And so, fellow citizens and distinguished members of the press, the United government and its police force are fully aware that the fatalities around motorcyclists have decreased, extenuated over the years, proving that the narrative of reckless riders is a fabrication to justify state-sponsored violence and oppression against decent motorcyclists in the bailiwick of Monrovia County and its environment. Fellow citizens, the real danger on our roads comes from reckless trucking companies that operate with impunity, corrupt police officers who extract money at illegal checkpoints and poor road infrastructures caused by the government neglect. And instead of addressing these real issues, the government has sprayed guns, a machine-carrying guns, a reckless gun on innocent and struggling motorcyclists, Liberian citizens in the private sector fighting for their own survival. Distinguished members of the full estate, we demand the public regulations of truck owners and drivers, requiring them to operate on public roads under a clearly defined and enforced guidelines to ensure public safety. The government's failure to regulate the trucking sector has directly contributed to many of these accidents we are witnessing. We demand the immediate release of all backs riders who are illegally under detention and been detained by the Liberia National Police, and also call for the release of over 700 backs that were impounded criminally by President Boakai and a kleptocratic, dictatorial, tyrannical, and hostile police forces.
Down, 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 dictatorship, down, down, forward, 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 to democracy, forward, forward.
Fellow Liberians and distinguished members of the full estate, the unity believes that these individuals are being denied their basic rights and must be freed without delay. I repeat, the unity believes the Revolutionary National League of the Intellectual Market for Democratic Change believes unequivocally that these individuals are being denied their basic rights and must be free without delay, while upon the backs must not end up as properties of the police director and the entire leadership of the Liberia National Police.
Yo, rising, yo.
Congress, the Revolutionary National League of the Intellectual fully support the right of black riders to engage in street demonstrations actions that are legitimate form of protest against this unjust government policy. We mandate all backgrounds in the Republic of Liberia, particularly in the vicinity and perimeter of Monrovia and Monrovia County, to be specific. The UB supports unequivocally the rights of motorcyclists, bike riders, drivers, even Liberians who are pedestrians, to support every other protest, democratic actions, legitimate constitutional, civil disobedience, to bring Mr. Boakai's attention to his unlawful attitude being exhibited on the ordinary, struggling, poverty-stricken masses of our people.
Mr. Boakai, get ready for us.
This public display of defiance is part of the Youth League's resolution agenda, crafted during our national retreat in Bassa, where we stand with the people in the rightful struggle for a fair and just society. In addition, the Youth League calls for the immediate and complete removal of all illegal checkpoints within Monrovia and Monrovia, to be specific. I repeat, in addition, the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Territorial Market Congress for Democratic Change calls for the immediate and complete removal of all reckless and illegal checkpoints within Monrovia, as well as the limitation of those across the countryside. These regular checkpoints are now inefficient but have become hotbeds for police corruption, exploitation of the public. We demand no checkpoints, and no corruption for police to profiteer and to benefit at the detriment of the poor masses and struggling motorcyclists across Monrovia. Congress, the existence of these roadblocks reminds us of our country's failure to fully yield from its civil crisis, brutal civil crisis. It suggests to the masses that there is no true peace and freedom of movement anymore, as being displayed by the apartheid regime, the kleptocratic Chewy Party reincarnate led by Joseph Boakai's leadership.
Down, 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 down. To the black stumble, sit down.
Down.
Down, 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 down. To the wounded surviving black fascists, down.
Down.
Congress, the government simply saying it does not prioritize the safety of the citizens, but will continue to exacerbate the climate of insecurity and fear in order to use its criminal political maneuvering to extort millions and thousands of United States dollars on the struggling masses of our people who are on the belly weight of the motorcyclists of the Republic of Liberia.